Hi, it's Tim Hagen from Progress Coaching, and welcome to another episode of Coaching Conversations. And I wanted to make you aware of something very cool that we're doing on a subscription basis, and we'll put a link in each one of our episodes. But every Wednesday, we're going to be doing what we call an audio podcast workshop. That workshop will be roughly about 14 to maybe 20 minutes per episode, with each month having a theme from a coaching model, using feedback strategically, to coaching self-awareness, and so on. So if you could look in the body or in the content description of each episode, and you will see a link where you can join this subscription. These are literally 4 workshops every month, teaching specific strategies to address a particular area of workplace coaching, as it relates, again, to things like awareness, motivation, teamwork, and what have you. Here's the cool thing. It's only $10 per month, and each month you will get a handout that we will follow along with. So we also give you a tool for you to take notes as we go through each episode. We hope you'll check it out.
Trust is tough. Coaching trust can be even tougher. Let me share with you a very quick story to build context of how trust can get away from us, how quickly trust can dissipate, how quickly we can actually have a situation unfold negatively in a matter of minutes. I was at one of my client sites, and one of my favorite supervisors at the client site really has a great attribute that can manifest itself as a weakness as well. And that is, she's highly passionate, excited, I would say emotional, tough. It's a tough job. And I remember I was watching her. I was in the middle of a room with their plant manager, and she was having a conversation, and he was giving her some feedback, and it was not even constructive feedback. And I think I've shared this story before. And all of a sudden, she walked away, went down to the lunchroom. I went down to get a soda, and I hear her kicking up a conversation with 3 other people. And she started saying things like, "Oh yeah," and then he really attacked me. And I was listening to the conversation. She was referring to the conversation she just came out of, and I was stunned. And I sat there and I looked at her, and I came up behind her and I listened. She looked over her shoulder and she said, "Oh, I didn't know you were there." And I said, "Would that change your story?" And she smiled at me. The 3 other people walked away, and I looked at her and I said, "Are you referencing the conversation you just came from?" She said, "Yes." Her tone changed. I said, "How did he attack you? You have to share that with me." She said, "Well, I felt." I said, "No, I didn't ask how you felt. I think how you feel is important, yet I'd like you to tell me exactly how he attacked you." "Well, I just felt." I said, "I didn't ask how you felt. I'm asking you, what did he do that attacked you?" She said, "Well, I don't know. It's hard to explain." I said, "Well, if it's hard to explain, how come you were so easy to explain to other people that he attacked you?" I said, "You do know I was there the whole meeting." She said, "Yes." I said, "What did he specifically do or say that made you feel like you were being attacked? Don't tell me how you feel. I know you feel attacked." "Well, I don't know. I'm just having a bad day." I said, "So, what do you think just occurred?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You just told 3 people that story. Would you agree or disagree that that version of what you told them was not factually accurate?" She said, "Yeah, I would agree with that for the most part." So now she's hedging a little bit. And I said, "So now those 3 people are going to tell 3 people. Don't tell me they're not going to say anything. Don't tell me that you trust them. That's for your own self-gratification or comfort, that they're not going to blab their mouth. The fact of the matter is, they're going to tell 3 people each. What if one of those 9 people share it in front of the plant manager, and he knows that you're the source? Do you think he will trust you or not trust you?" She puts her head down. She says, "Well, not trust me." I said, "Let me also plant a seed with you. You may never regain that trust." So trust is tough. Being honest in the moment. Did she owe that plant manager that conversation of saying, "Look, I'm feeling attacked"? He was not attacking her. I can tell you firsthand, he was not attacking her. She was gossiping. She was emotionally spinning things out of control. She was putting an emotional interpretation on things. So now She doesn't talk to the source, but she talks to 3 non-sources who are going to tell 3 other secondary non-sources. See, if you don't go to the source, things will be taken out of context. The fact of the matter is, if we don't go to the source, if we don't have candid conversations, if we are not transparent, we are taking risk. Now, I can hear people, even in a podcast, I can hear people saying things like, yeah, but you don't understand. If I say something, that person will attack me and they'll use it against me. Then great, keep your mouth shut. If you don't trust them, then don't go to them. But don't tell me a person you don't trust to go to, it's safer to go to 3 other people. It doesn't work that way. Trust is tough. So number 1, we have to go to the source. Number 2, we have to be honest. Number 3, we have to be representative of factual information, not our emotional interpretation. Let me share with you. When I was in that meeting, that plant manager was kind, he was smiling, he was considerate. Now, I'm not so sure where the supervisor felt attacked, yet she felt attacked, so that became reality of what happened. That was not reality at all. So we have to be factually correct, void of emotional interpretation. When I get into an argument with someone and I know that trust is at risk, I always say, let me represent how I see things factually. So when you deal with things factually, you get a little closer to reality than how I feel. How people feel is important. I'm not discounting that. So trust is tough. Building trust is tough. Maintaining trust is tough. You know, there's a great company in Canada, Edelman Trust, who does a lot of research on trust within organizations. And I forget the exact statistics, so bear with me. But as you move up in the organization, I think it's like less than 9% of people in the C-level suite have trust of their people. Now, does that mean that they're not trustworthy? No. A lot of times it's just due to a lack of connection or connectivity or direct communication. Trust is tough. We have to go to the source. We have to be honest. We have to be transparent. We have to be factual. We can't let our emotions become our own reality. And the other thing that we have to do is be receptive of those conversations. Now, to the supervisor's credit, I went to her and I said, look, you have a very small window, because if that gets back to the plant manager, what's going to happen? She said, he'll be furious with me. I said, why would he be furious with you? You felt attacked. She said, because I didn't go to him. I said, right. So what are you going to do? She said, I'm going to go talk to him right now. To her credit, went up and said, I was feeling attacked. I don't think it was fair. I wanted you to hear it from me. And he said, wow, I got to watch what I'm saying then. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. He said, well, I'm really happy it came to me. And trust was gained. And what she was really saying to him was, I kind of broke your trust. But by being transparent and honest and going to the source, she actually captured his trust. So again, building trust is extremely tough. Thank you for listening to another episode of Coaching Conversations by Tim Hagen and Progress Coaching. Now, our company is always coming out with new and innovative solutions to help leaders coach their employees. And recently, we just created a new service called Coach to You, where leaders can pick and choose topics and assign 7 to 21-day programs for employees to learn and, more importantly, apply actions and then reflect and share what they're going to do going forward as a result of the learning. It's called Coach to You. We're literally bringing coaching to your employees. If you're intrigued, we'll have a link in each one of our episodes where you can get more information. And again, thank you so much for listening to another episode.